Okay, so I wanted to start this series because I often have these questions, comments, and concerns about, we'll just say life. And I really would like answers to them. And I'm hoping that maybe if I put them in a video form, we can get a dialogue going about some of them. Um, I don't know, there's just some curiosities about human nature that I do not
So the whole
understand.
purpose of this is to just teach us all how to be a little more
Good. Okay. So I read an article today that said that women should not be keeping their cookie jars closed for a predetermined amount of time because cookies are not um, a limited commodity. So basically, chicas, if you don't give it up, someone else will. So there's no point in you holding on to it. So I had a couple of issues with the article. I'm gonna put a link to the article. It was well written. It was well written, and he made some very interesting points. But I disagree with what he said. So basically what he was saying was, go ahead and give it up because if you don't give it up, someone else is going to give it up and he can just move on to the next. And the issue I have with that is that's assuming that the guy only wants the cookies. I mean, if he only wants the cookies, then I mean, why is he spending time talking to the chick in the first place? Like, he should just go up to her and be like, "Hey, can I have some cookies?" And if she's like, "Nah, I'm good," then he could move on. Like, what is the point of, "Hey, how are you? I'm John. What's your name?" Like, what's the point of all that if all you want is the cookies? I mean, yes, obviously there's a way to finesse the cookie jar open, but I think those guys who are finessing the cookie jar are confusing some of the chicks, right? Because if you don't just come out and say, "Hey, I'm finessing the cookie jar because I would like a cookie," then you end up with confusion, and then you get chicks on the thing like, "He lied and he said such and such and men ain't this and da 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 da." And I mean, that's only because she's dealt with guys who were like, "Hey, what's up? Can I have some cookies? Oh, you don't want the cookies? You don't want to give the cookies up just yet? That's fine. We can just talk for a little bit." Well, really, in the back of his mind, he's thinking, "Okay, so how long do I have to talk to you before I get the cookies?" And then he's gone after you give him the cookies. So I think, that, assuming that that's all every guy is out for, sure. If you don't give it up, someone else will. But then do you want the guy who just wants the cookies? Like, some girls do. Some girls do. Honestly, guys, if you just walk up to a chick and say, "Hey, you look like you have some good cookies. I would like to figure out how I can get some," she might give you the go ahead, especially if you're attractive or have money or can do something for her. Anyways, so uh I didn't agree with the article because some guys actually do want the conversation and the courting and the other things that a woman can provide, protection, support. And by protection, I mean like caring for when you're like sick or whatever. And just the camaraderie, good conversation, all those things that you might want out of a pal. I mean, I know I talked to a friend once and I was like literally, do you guys only need us for sex? I mean, you could get all that other like stuff from your friends, but I mean, it's a different kind of thing when it's your woman versus your best friend. I mean, unless your best friend is a woman. And then how do you do it? That's a whole nother video. Anyways, so my point is, I guess I want to know, how do you guys feel about the article? Like, do you think that chicks should just not be giving it up? Because here's the crux of why I'm confused. Guys who like this man who wrote this article will say, just give it up, like, we're more likely to take you seriously if you just like, stop trying to hit us with these arbitrary deadlines of how long we have to do a certain thing until you give it to us. And then those are the same guys generally who are like, "Oh, she's loose," like when you have done that with other guys, and they're like, "No, no, I want a chick who like knows her value and her worth." Okay, so how are we exactly to know what you'll value. Like if I give you the cookies on the first day, am I less valuable than the chick that made you wait 3 months? Like how does that work out? Is her value based on how long it took you to get the cookies? Because that's not really fair. Because she might need more time to get comfortable with you and feel comfortable with her body and feel comfortable with having a cookie sharing time than someone else who may be more comfortable earlier just because she's more open to being comfortable. I don't know. So please help me. um, because it's really confusing. I think that everyone should just share cookies whenever they feel like they're ready to share cookies. If you don't want to share cookies until you're married, then don't share cookies till you're married. And that is totally okay. There's nothing wrong with that. I actually commend you, applaud you. Yes, that's what you should do. It's a whole lot less stressful, I hear. Anyways, so I guess my question to you all is, how do you decide when you give up the cookies?